So today I'm going to be rigging my new camera. I just got in a Panasonic GH5, which is going to be my new workhorse camera for hopefully the next couple of years. We'll see. Replaces the GH4, which I will keep as a B cam and potentially a stills camera. Still a beast, but let's face it, there's just some really cool features the GH5 has, like IPIS and like OpenGate, full-size HDMI port, things like that, that made upgrading to this make a lot of sense, especially when you consider that I spent $502 on the camera body. So I thought it might be fun to rig this up and invite you along. If you've got a camera of your own that you need to rig, feel free to pull out all the parts and let's just enjoy building a camera together. Got my rail block here, carbon fiber rails, Manfrotto plates, top and bottom. Lock that in. I'm going to throw another rail. This one's got, it's almost like a cheese plate rail up on top. That's where our follow focus is going to go. Love this top handle, and it'll be orientated either way. I'm going to put it this way, the scorpion style, so that I can mount my monitor to the front of it. There we go. Line that up. Okay. Before we get too far, we'll put our DTAP battery in. Dummy battery. Feed that around. Awesome. That's ready to go. All right, well, let's put a lens on this thing. So I've already got a Micro Four Thirds to EF adapter. I have a set of Rokinon EF primes that I'll be using. There we go. Throw our follow focus on. One reason that I like to mount the follow focus to the top, to a top rail versus a bottom, is it changes the orientation, at least on these follow focuses. The small rig one that I have changes the orientation so that when I am, let's see here, yeah, when I'm rotating it forward, it is pushing the focus out, right? It's focusing on something farther away. When I pull it towards me, it's focusing on something closer. What I really like about that is it just feels intuitive. It feels as if, as I want to focus on something closer, I pull back closer, push out farther. Some people may want the opposite, and that's totally fine. Mount it to the bottom. Totally works. I'm going to throw my monitor. So I've got a little cold shoe adapter here for a 5-inch monitor. I'm going to slide that right on the front. Tighten that down. I like this because it just kind of keeps things streamlined rather than stacking too tall. If I were to even put it right up here, and then can view it very nicely from all angles if I'm shooting low. We will throw a battery on the back. So right now, the way I'm setting up my rig, I'm covering the screen. I do want to get a new V-mount plate that doesn't have this little release that's sticking out so far. Maybe one that has a release on the top. I know I've seen those online, because right now the screen kind of gets in the way of that. So you can still pull the screen out and use it on the side, but you can't kind of fold it up close to the battery the way I would like to. But because I'm using the top monitor, it's not really an issue at all at the moment. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. And then we will connect our monitor power. There we go. And then we're going to tuck these cords kind of behind the battery, which works out very nicely. Keeps everything out of the way. Alright, let's go ahead and add our HDMI cable. This is from Condor Blue. Love this thing. I will probably get a new one soon that is right-angled, just to allow me to kind of snake things in a better way. But for now, that works. All right, let's go ahead and throw a side handle on. And this is going to serve a couple different purposes. One, it is going to obviously give me a grip on the side, which is very nice. It's actually going to serve another purpose in that I can kind of tuck this HDMI cable around it and keep that from flopping out too far. And then it also has a cold shoe mount on top for putting on a Rode VideoMic Pro. Get some slightly better audio out of this. All right, we'll wrap that a little bit, plug that in. Okay, and that is pretty much it. This thing is ready to go. It is rock solid. It allows me to use the back battery as almost a chest pad, so I can tuck this in tight and be able to get really stable 3-point contact footage without needing an eye cup. That's one reason too why I don't like my rails to stick out past the battery, is because I do like to tuck like this a lot, and that would just jam those directly into my chest, which would not feel good. And then if you need to adjust focus, you can actually even use the camera itself as a little bit of a rest for your palm. So all things said, this is a very inexpensive but very functional rig that can be very modular. Swap things out as needed and strip it down pretty bare if needed as well. There are a few extra things I will be adding over time, like matte box or magnetic ND on the front, probably a new cable here, and a new V-mount plate. But for now, this is doing 99% of what I need it to do for the type of work and the dock work that I'm doing. And yeah, love building a good rig.